City volunteers reach out to injured passengers after a bus accident in Yilan. Nepal Buddhist Association and Tzu Chi launch a community training program. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. On March 16, a major tour bus accident occurred in Yilan. On the way back from the Hualien tour, one tour bus was having a brake failure as it hit a retaining wall. 6 people were killed and the injured passengers were sent to 4 hospitals. City volunteers want to provide care immediately and will also give out consolation cash to help the families.
When the tourist bus hit the mountain wall, the front of the bus was completely destroyed and a big hole appeared in the left rear side. Many passengers were thrown out of the car waiting for rescue. Of the 45 passengers in the vehicle, 5 lost their breath and heartbeat on the spot. And the seriously injured patient was sent to the hospital and was eventually pronounced dead. The accident has resulted in 6 deaths and 39 minor and serious injuries.
The severely injured patient suffered from a severe pneumothorax. In addition, the heart was no longer beating. After 3 first aids, there was still no way, so we had to declare death.
The
2 patients probably had lower back pain and some minor lacerations. The other 4 were hospitalized in stable condition. Only one of them had a broken little finger. And the severely injured part, the 2 of them transferred to DaAi Hospital and St. Mary's Hospital.
Village chief never expected that way home was not safe. Mayor of the New Taipei City, Hualien, personally went to hospitals to care for the injured.
All the medical systems, social assistance and civil administration systems are all in Yilan to help the citizens and the seriously injured citizens from Fusing village to get through the difficulties.
Upon receiving the news, Tzu Chi volunteers immediately mobilized more than 50 volunteers to 4 different hospitals to accompany the families of the injured and the staff.
Tzu Chi prepares bread, water, and soy milk for family members and rescuers on the spot. Later, will provide consolation cash.
Tzu Chi volunteers continue to support their families. They also work with the masters from Damadrang Mountain to chant for the deceased. May the dead rest in peace.
From January to May each year is the fog season in Taiwan. In order to reduce fog-related accidents, relevant monitoring mechanisms are in place. It includes traffic control centers that detect dense fog.
早安，你好。国一高站南下林口路段浓雾收到，谢谢。
After receiving the notification, the traffic control operator searches this monitor screen, which shows driving conditions and drivers 24 hours a day. When the foggy season comes, it is even more important to keep an eye on monitors in the middle of the night.
有雾的话，跟没有雾其实看得出来，视线是有差的。我们会确认它的范围，了解它的范围大概是多大，依据范围去做那个事件宣导。林口路段、杨梅路段，对，就把它打上去这样。
There are currently more than 2,600 cameras operated by us. In principle, the main goal is to check the fogging situation of road sections one by one. We then tell passers-by about foggy areas ahead. Of course, if he's in the foggy area, we'll also tell him that the fog through these electronic billboards that can flash a warning light.
Small yellow lights on both sides of the road flash in unison as a reminder to drivers to slow down. However, human manpower is not enough to monitor fog conditions, as the Freeway Bureau turned to science and technology more than 30 years ago, installing fog detectors on sections of road prone to fog. If visibility is less than 300 meters, an alarm message will be sent automatically.
One end is the transmitting end, and the other end is the receiving end. Light emitted from the transmitting end reaches the detection area. If there's a dense fog, then there will be a scatter type condition. Then we use the rate of scattering rate to detect its level of visibility.
In recent years, the Freeway Bureau has even cooperated with the Central Weather Bureau to install monitoring equipment on the entire expressway, which provides data which is more accurate.
We have installed two kinds of visibility meters. One is called a long-range detector, which has an observation range of 10 meters to 40 kilometers. The observation range of the short-range visibility meter is 10 meters to 7.5 kilometers. So for about 30 kilometers, we set up a long-range detector and intersperse it with a short-range detector, one in the middle.
However, fog can be a local phenomenon. While with accuracy and forecasting of fog have improved, driving habits of those who pass by such areas is still the basis for disaster prevention. When the road is foggy, the first thing to do is turn on the headlights and fog lights, but not the high beam.
Because it is raining or foggy sometimes, when you turn on the high beams, the way it diffuses the light, you'll reduce your own visibility. The car behind you may also feel that your lights are very bright.
Next, keep a safe distance, and not changing lanes is important for safety.
The position of a dotted line plus a solid line is about 10 meters. So when I can only see 3 such dotted lines, it means that my visibility is only 30 meters. At this time, my speed must be maintained at 30 kilometers. Assuming that the visibility is below 40 meters, the double yellow warning light will be turned on at this time.
One can also pause on the road shoulder and wait for the fog to disappear. In a word, dense fog means one needs to go slow and not drive too fast. Only by paying attention to safety can we travel safely through the fog and ensure everyone the best possible trip.
In our new series, we interview 4 seniors between 80 to 90 years old and help them fulfill their dreams. For the first elderly man who has been blind for the past 10 years, he simply wanted to take the high-speed rail.
I've been on the Tzu Chi class trains before. I've done it as a soldier, and I've been on the Tzu Chi when I went out. I know that there is a high-speed rail that can reach 280 kilometers per hour. I haven't experienced it yet.
阿公，你的愿望是什么？
坐高铁啊！好。
阿公，好，安尼咱就要来坐高铁哦。安尼走。
From stepping into the Taiwan high-speed rail Taichung station, every minute and every second was an amazing experience for Grandpa Bairong. Even though he was wearing a mask, we could see Grandpa's joyful mood as he heard these new sounds on the platform.
Is this the sound of the high-speed rail? Oh, this is the sound of high-speed rail preparing to set off.
Grandpa was totally blind for more than 10 years and seldom went out. Thinking back to the last time he took the train is already a memory from 20 or 30 years ago.
This train feels relatively stable with no sound. It is very smooth.
Perhaps it was an illusion as tears filled Grandpa's eyes for an instant. He quietly feels the fast speed of the high-speed rail, which is much like his life. Losing his eyesight late in life caught him off guard.
Thank you for helping me with this opportunity to take the high-speed rail. We successfully completed the journey.
I'm really happy today, seeing him so happy that we could take him out on the high-speed rail. I'm really touched and happy.
80-year-old Grandpa Bairong has lived alone for more than 40 years. 30 years ago, doctors pronounced that he would gradually lose his sight because of retinal atrophy.
To adapt to the life of a blind person, when something happens, your hands become your eyes. When you need to do something, you feel around with your hands.
Physical pain became a torture for him. Gallstones in the early years led to surgery, which never fully healed.
If this cloth gets wet, I'll change it. I used to go to bed at night. The bile came out on the bed and all my clothes were wet.
He learned to change the dressing and clean his wound. He is self-reliant and strong. And the pile of donation receipts on the table is his gratitude and desire to give back to society.
I took it from society and used it. I have no money left and it's useless now. Now, I save a little bit of living expenses and earn good merit.
His destiny may have been to live alone, but this grandpa's heart is like a warm winter sun, continuing to radiate heat to the world.
I wish you to safe, good health and happiness and live 100 years old.
感谢啊。
The Nepal Buddhist Association and Tzu Chi worked together to launch a women's community training program and distributed some cloth masks to local schools.
Maitri Bhante of the Nepal Buddhist Association and Tzu Chi worked together to contribute to local pandemic prevention. They launched a skills training program and invited women in the community to sew cloth masks and reusable cloth bags. They sent a completed cloth mask to Kotahima Rural Municipality, which is about a 45-minute drive from Lumbini, including school principals, teachers and students, government officials and medical personnel. Upon receiving the cloth masks, the students put them on immediately to complete the first steps of self-protection in a crowded classroom.
Thank you Tzu Chi Foundation for donating 6,000 reusable masks, which can help the children in our village with pandemic prevention. We also hope Tzu Chi can assist us continuously.
Apart from the cloth masks, the bag also contains book masks with bilingual anti-epidemic leaflets and the master's Tzu Chi aphorism.
In a cloth pouch, so that there are two pieces of cloth mask. The school children can wear it and then wash it. And there is also a bookmark being distributed to each of the school children. There are simple words in Nepali language related to compassion and good morale. I think read these very simple sentences in Nepali, and this will go in their heart, and it might change their attitude. They might be more motivated towards.
Through giving out cloth masks, Tzu Chi also sent bilingual Tzu Chi aphorisms booklets to 21 schools so that more teachers and students can learn the master's teachings. From disaster relief in 1993 to the current epidemic prevention, Tzu Chi's love has been cultivated in the birthplace of the Buddha for more than 20 years.
We love you, Sangha. We always love you. Thank you.
The world is beginning their vaccination for COVID-19, with Malaysia joining the party on February 24th. The government has purchased 5 types of vaccination and will distribute it to the people.
Satu dos suntikan akan diberikan.
Vaccination for the coronavirus began on the 24th of February in Malaysia. Currently, there are 5 different types and over 60 million doses. This number is enough to offer free vaccination for all Malaysian citizens and foreigners living in Malaysia. Residents in the country can access registration through different channels, including a government cell phone app or physically register at a government office or a medical clinic, as well as the country's COVID-19 website. It is hoped that in the shortest time possible, the majority of people will get vaccinated to achieve herd immunity.
Herd immunity is to stop the virus from spreading to others. Like in soccer, the ball is the virus, and if there are only 1 or 2 people in front of the goal, then the ball can easily score. But if we have a wall of people in front of the goal, then the ball cannot get in, which then stops the spread of the virus.
Dr. Chi Hui-yi mentions the main goal of herd immunity, which is to protect those who do not receive vaccination. However, in Malaysia, it is surveyed that only 60% of the people are willing to get vaccinated, and some even set themselves as the 30% protected when herd immunity is achieved. But who should automatically be counted as that 30%? Dr. Chi weighs in.
Some people have adverse side effects to vaccinations. For example, those who might faint or swell profusely. Others who have a compromised immune system, such as those with AIDS or undergoing transplants. Pregnant women and children also cannot receive the vaccination, so it is really up to the healthy people to protect these disadvantaged people. If we have the ability, we should really do our part to protect others, because not everyone is so lucky like us to be this healthy.
Malaysian Director General of Health, Noor Hisham, states that the country's national immunization plan will be conducted in 3 parts. and it is estimated that in 6 to 9 months, the country can achieve the goal of herd immunity. Global vaccinations are being rolled out and reaching different countries, and although we are still far from herd immunity, it is only through vaccinations that we can see an end to this virus. It is the responsibility of both you and me to get vaccinated.
Malaysia has opened their COVID vaccination registration to the public. Currently, over 300,000 Malaysian residents have signed up, but it is still far from herd immunity.
Malaysia began registration for the coronavirus vaccine on February 24th, and currently there are over 300,000 people who have registered. But it is still far away from the goal of 2,360,000 people needed. Today we are here on Beach Street in Penang to ask the citizens what their thoughts are on this.
我已经注册打疫苗了。今年几岁啊？74。
Because I'm close to senior age, I'm 57, so I'm going to get vaccinated.
These vaccines should have been thoroughly researched. Also, there are people all over the world getting it, so it should be fine.
Since it's been suggested by the government, naturally I'm confident it will help our immunity and that the COVID virus won't attack us.
I'm 60. I'll just wait and see. The vaccine is, how is it going to help? What is going to happen next? WHO tells basically this immunity, they can't promise how long does it last also.
The people we interviewed today all had varying opinions on the vaccine. Some of the older people felt the vaccine can protect themselves, while others lacked confidence in the vaccine, as they did not have much information about it. For those who have more questions, we asked an expert to answer some common questions we came up against.
Currently, the effect of the available vaccine on new mutations is decreased, but it's not entirely useless. If you have already begun vaccination, you should not worry that it's ineffective against the virus. According to the requirements from the WHO about the new coronavirus vaccine, the minimum is over half year. A new number of research data gathered shows that the mRNA 2-dosage vaccine continues to be detected 4 months after injection with enough protection and immune response. Vaccines do not change a person's DNA or alter your genetic makeup. This vaccine does not mix with your nucleus and change it. It's quite possible you can be infected, but you must understand that being infected doesn't mean you will show symptoms of it. Currently, our research on vaccination shows that the vaccination can help people to decrease worsening of the virus or death, and it also decreases the likelihood of being infected. Normally, the first shot's side effects are minimal. The side effects from the second shot will be quicker and more. These are actually normal reactions, such as muscle soreness and swelling. This is typically the reaction in creating antibodies. Anyone over the age of 18 who is healthy can get it, as long as you do not have a compromised immune system or specific acute allergic reactions can receive the vaccine.
Malaysian Health Bureau will keep a close eye on the health of those vaccinated in the country and encourage residents who are experiencing side effects to report it to the government by using a phone app, visit the hospital or the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency website. If you have further questions about the topic in Malaysia, you can also visit this website to get more answers.
In Malacca, Malaysia, Lai Shumei got to know Tzu Chi because she once attended a Tzu Chi humanitarian camp in Taiwan when she was 15. Later on, her family faced financial difficulties and Tzu Chi provided assistance.
Through video call, she's caring about her daughter's condition. Due to the pandemic, Lai Shumei has not been back home in Malacca for almost a year. Upon learning that Tzu Chi volunteers are caring for his father who recently suffered a fall, she is at ease.
We will bring him to our free clinic and then help clean and attend to his wounds. We will then apply medication onto the wound.
When she was young, Lai received a sponsor to head to Taiwan and attend the Tzu Chi humanitarian camp, getting to understand Tzu Chi better. Later on, her family was in financial difficulties and Tzu Chi came just in time with living subsidies, which truly touched her heart.
Back then, I was still studying. My father had an accident and Tzu Chi came over to help my family. They took really good care of my family, enabling me to head out to work and study.
For the past 20 years, Lai Xiumei has always remembered the love from Tzu Chi. Besides donating to the Bamboo Coin Bank daily, she also passed down this habit to her daughter, hoping to continue this kind thought.
I remember when my daughter was 3, I needed to leave home to work, so I asked her to donate 1 coin to the Bamboo Coin Bank daily and asked her to cultivate a kind thought daily.
With the company of the volunteers, Lai's mother has also participated in Tzu Chi activities. Although she's illiterate, she overcame the obstacle and participated in the online sutra learning.
Back then, when I encountered any difficulties, I get nervous easy. Now, even when others say something, I will not get agitated easily.
Seeing that my mother is so proactive in learning the Dharma, it has also influenced me to wake up early and listen to the Master's Dharma. The Master has given me a lot of answers in my life, and I have sisters like you accompany me. It makes me feel that I'm not alone.
With a change in mindset, our lives will be better. Lai Xiumei has now put on the volunteer's uniform and serves selflessly. The 3 generations of their family are happy doing good deeds, turning their lives for the better.
Because of the pandemic, many Tzu Chi volunteers' training was changed to online sessions. However, in the Banqiao grounds, volunteers abide by the epidemic prevention SOP to attend a sharing by Turkey Tzu Chi volunteers.
Wearing a mask, everyone sits with a safe social distance for epidemic prevention in the Tzu Chi Banqiao grounds. These days, Turkey Tzu Chi volunteer Hu Guangzhong comes to share Tzu Chi's loving actions in Syria.
In fact, there are many suffering countries and people around the world that we don't even know. Tzu Chi is actually an organization of great love. In a country that is not noticeable to us, there are still our volunteers who can help them.
The participants of this cultivation activity in Banqiao are the newly certified Tzu Chi volunteers. Through the experience sharing of overseas volunteers, everyone can strengthen their initial aspiration.
Being born in Taiwan, I feel very blessed because we have enough food and can be educated. We have to realize and cherish our blessings. When we have the ability, we have to give more to help the people in need.
Since last year, the Lotus Sutra study group has been launched in various communities across Taiwan. Many volunteers have gained a lot spiritually after participating in it.
Through this year's study group, I started to think deeply about myself. Like when we visit care recipients and learn of their sufferings, we should cherish our own blessings. Sometimes I would also encounter difficulties, but when I saw other people's sufferings, I would be very grateful when I came back. I often think that I have gained a lot.
This year is Tzu Chi's 55th anniversary. Apart from the study group, the Lotus Sutra adaptation is about to begin. Volunteers vowed to join.
Since last year, I heard a Tzu Chi sister said she wanted to host the study group everywhere. I have then taken on the duty of a study guide. I have also learned many from the Master's teachings. As I have always felt regret that I have not joined the Water Repentance Sutra adaptation in 2011, so this time I will definitely join in.
Volunteers are ready to join the Tzu Chi's 55th anniversary event. It is expected that everyone's Dharma wisdom can have a big lap this year.
Young volunteers from Tzu Chi Malacca chapter have held a movie premiere to promote vegetarianism. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.